All right, and we're jumping into this match. Let me... oh, damn it. Almost flawless here. We got the game sound. Jump into the match again with TNO against BUF BUF. These are both teams we've already seen, right, Zap?
Yeah, they are in the airplane.
And they were going to play on Artois right now. And this is still
this is live.
This is live.
Yes.
All right, so we are actually late to the game. Whoops, I just wanted to talk about the strategy right here, but let's see how what's happening right now. We can see that
Anton is taking the left side.
TNO is already on the left side. Pemo on the far hand right side, left side, getting killed by an airplane bomb right there. As TNO is advancing to the left right side right here. Okay, again, guys, who are we rooting here for here?
Well, I definitely have my money on a BUF, not just because I think they will be able to win. I also think that exhaustion may be playing a bit of a factor. TNO did just play a intense game. BUF wasn't playing, so they're kind of fresh. TNO might be a little bit exhausted here, or the endurance factor definitely comes into play for certain.
You can already see Tom Grum killing everyone. I believe he has an 18 kill game already.
Tom Grum has a KD of 17 right now, so that's certainly a good start for him. That's what you definitely like to see.
Tom Grum is an incredible player.
I am absolutely... Yeah, OT?
I will go for TNO.
I will go for TNO as well. I think they, as they are already having a foothold, and well, Pemo is not letting down as well. It is Tom Grum having a 19 kill game already, but it's also Pemo having 11 kills, and it's going to be interesting to see who is going to get the better of them. But if they capture this trench, that's not a very big deal. Do you guys agree? This trench is very easy to retake if
this
from
is
German
actually
side.
a lot like the last trench we were seeing on A, where it's a bit of seesaw. It's a hard trench to hold. It's even in public matches if you're maybe a newer player or haven't experienced competitive play before.
Yeah.
This trench will go back and forth a lot.
Yeah, definitely. It's for both sides too. For both sides, for both ways. Like for both sides attacking it, it's very easy to take.
And
it's the spot. This map also, the German second trench is so close. You spawn inside there when you attack, and it's like 10 meters away from the trench. You just run in. It's really hard to keep them out.
And for like the length and the design of the trench, it's like hard to rotate a little bit. If you're like playing inside the trench, obviously you can go outside the trench and can kind of cut that time a bit. But like the rotates can take a while, considering the spawn times and the distance that the Germans have to retake.
Yeah, I really like how TNO is positioning themselves, so can't speak anymore. They are taking the left side. At least in my opinion, if you take the left side, you win this map. So that's great.
Is that the left side from the Antoni or the left side from the German sides?
The Entente.
Yeah, I believe the left side from the Entente is very powerful, but also BUF is actually retaking this trench right now. Or they need to capture the foothold, right? Shit, what's happening right now? BUF is looking to clear this whole trench, and if they do, they have successfully defended this trench, which is actually a big deal for BUF right here.
Oh, definitely, because it is like this trench aside, if CP gets to attack, it is a CT-sided map. Like there's a CP-sided map. This is encounter. Yeah.
BUF is able to successfully do it. Nice play there from Tom. Nice plays from Tom and Nord.
Tom,
get rid of TNO, and now TNO on the defensive, and here comes the BUF men themselves. Playing.
And they are in already in the finish.
Yeah, well, I can definitely see them taking this trench.
I mean, Tom having an incredible game, 27 and 4 already, just absolutely leading the way.
Yeah, we can already see what's happening to the rest of TNO. Everyone on TNO is already having a very hard time in this match.
Tom is holding W, killing everything that gets in his way.
Absolutely ridiculous. We're looking over his shoulder right now, but if he can keep this up, he's going to single carry this team to victory. It feels like. And after this trench, if Germans are able to take and defend this trench, it's going to get very unstable for TNO in this sense. Because after this trench, if they took it, they need to recap it, because after this one, it's going to be
extremely fast cap there for BUF, as they are just coming at them relentlessly. You know, really no response. And again, Tom, just no one can kill him, it seems, and Tom kills everything that comes in his path. 30 and 4. I mean, it's just ridiculous what is happening right now.
I'm so happy that somebody finally broke the Crosser's curse right here.
Tom has been alive for a while. And
for ages. And can he actually clear this left trench right now? Nah.
He should. He pushed too close. I think he overdressed a bit. Oh,
No,
why not?
Shot there on the Rasputin.
Did he get that? That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
He did.
He's in a bit of a tough position though.
Finally
Yeah.
taken down by Paymo, but I mean that was just an incredible run there by Tom. And again, if you're TNO right now, this feels bad. I mean, this is
Being on the right side. Of the
you've got to find you have got to find way to slow down the aggression from BUF and just get this back under some level of control right now. Because there's just absolutely none at all from TNO. They are just at the mercy of, pretty much at the mercy of Tom, it seems. Because Tom wants to kill you, he just will.
I don't losing so them too many.
Yeah, Tom is having the absolute game of his life right now. He's absolutely solo carrying this team. I can't even say that this is like this is a team thing. This is just Tom just going off.
Well, it's interesting to see what the TNO is trying in return, but they are taking passive lines as we discussed before, and some people in the front lines, but the front lines are just getting evaporated before they even have their positions right. So it's hard to keep that going, and it looks like they need to re-strategize and rethink of how they are going to approach this. Otherwise, they're just going to lose this trench as well, as they don't seem to get a decent foothold on the anywhere right here. What do you guys think their best chances for TNO are? Which side should they approach, and what should they do?
They got a very sizable foothold in on the on their far left now, and they're actually capping it. I think if you're TNO, a good thing is to take control of this far left. It's easy to hold, easy to defend, and actually take hill control.
Mm-hmm.
You can get lots of good visibility on the other side of the trench. I think TNO's going to recap.
Oh, but the big spawn
TNO
of the...
actually. TNO, I'm quite impressed with their coordination here. They have their entire team in the trench pretty much. They've very impressive.
There's 6 people in there, but there's still one more for...
Nord gets a couple kills and reverses the gap situation.
It is very, very close, but this is just a balancing game. They need to stay alive and kill just 1 or 2 people to capture the trench, which they finally did. This is a very important defend. Ulti?
Now it's really bad that now they have the longer defense spawn time, and every time you kill a defender as an attacker, it's your favor.
Yeah, and they knew where they all were, and they weren't able to actually get a decent foothold and spread out in the whole trench. So they're losing very quickly already. And just like that, it's 1-2.
Like when you go to the left side, you really need to take the middle on the second entrance. You really need to get that.
TNO fighting to get this foothold back in the left though. The really close spawn.
Oh, Ivory Knight escaping just in time to don't get killed, and he is actually bashing. Oh, he bashed Father Vlad right here. That was a great flank, and this is actually a very important position when you're defending as the Antati, or recapping this trench rather, as you can do things like this. But he was getting a little bit over too much right there. He got stabbed by enemy right there.
It's a Nord with a really nice flank there to get the frags. TNO is completely out of a trench right now. They're close, but they are not in it at all. So back to where they started pretty much, with lots of time on the clock.
And go to the left side a bit.
Tom already almost at 40 kills, halfway through the match. Not quite actually, but
they're looking to they're looking to do the same thing, overwhelming the left side right here, but they need to get more kills in, as it now turns down to be a 1v1, and you can easily see that BUF is actually repositioning and defusing the whole attack right there. This is very good communication by BUF, by BUF.
BUF has a very nice hold on this. The one area they're actually looking a little weakened is their middle, which is open. There's one player rotating the middle to deal with the potential threat coming in.
And there is
He gets taken
potential
down, so now the middle,
players
the
together.
BUF's middle is still very open, and that is looking to be exploited by TNO, but they are responding to it in numbers.
But
It's
they let the left side go again though.
A bit of a flank, a bit of a pincer move coming in from TNO. BUF doing what they can to stop it.
It was nice to see that both Nord and I believe it was Battleship Potemkin just went left and kept communicating constantly, and Woder trying to keep the whole right on his own for the German side, but gets stabbed by Dunder again. And that means that Dunder was able to spawn all his teammates, which founded the foundation for this little attack they are having right now on the far left side. Actually, controlling the trench enough to capture it. LT?
And they have way better position now. They have the hill and they have the far left. Now they can try to work on and get the mid control back.
Really, and a good play by Pamo to stop the potential aggression by Tom up at that hill. It's a dangerous play potentially coming in, and Pamo shut it down. Rasputin, almost got 2 stabs.
It's nice to see that both TNO and BUF are just waiting for their numbers to increase and then start the attack. That's well, it's very obvious when you think about it, but it takes coordination to do that. Wait for each other to spawn, then attack. It's a very simple thing, but very, very important in order to retake or take a trench.
And it's really bad if you get squad wiped and then there's only 4 of your teammates inside the trench against the 8 you spawn on the back 100 meters back to your own trench. It's really important to keep the spawns alive.
Let's take a look on bird's view what BUF is doing right now in order to retake this whole trench and clear this foothold. And it looks like they are positioning themselves on top of the hill, just in the no man's land on hill, and advancing from right to left, right here. And that's actually a whole chokehold, so to say, on this TNO foothold they are having. But it's not enough, it's not quick enough, so TNO is actually able to capture this whole trench. And you can instantly see they get more confident and take all the positions that they need on hill, on mid, and on the left.
I think one thing for BUF that's kind of happened is that Tom has been hovering around 40 kills for a while now.
Yeah.
He definitely was the main factor propelling them for that very early cap and that defense. So.
Do we think that actually has something to do with the range of the shots he needs to make right now?
No, I think it's just that for me, when I play the first German trench, I usually rack up a lot of kills, but when I go into this trench, I really fall off. I think it's just what you like to play in this map, and in some places you are very good, and in some places you are not that good, and you will fall off a bit.
I really like that trade kill by Tom Gromp right there, with a headshot on Dead King, as BUF are looking for retaking this trench right now. Spook actually having a very important kill right here. Maybe he can get 2. He did get 2 on Bojanglis, which secures himself in the finger. Ulti, go.
That's the Spook spot finger. He likes that place.
Spook likes the finger. All right, good to hear. So this is actually a big thing as well for the Germans as well, right? Because they retake the trench, they are 1 point ahead, and TNO needs to completely restart their advance, and I think they have a very good chance in actually holding this this defense for the next 3 minutes. What do you think?
TNO is also very spread out. I don't think you can just in this map just go like 1 here, 2 there, and 1 there. You need to be more on the same side.
I really like how active
Bemo
is.
To do a little bit of a push on the left there.
Yeah.
Gets an entry, which is pretty good, but they have a bit of a crossfire. Actually, they take care of that. It's only one CP in the far left. He seems a bit unaware.
Well done, and that's how they
there we go.
recaptured. That's how they
Exactly.
captured the left, and now they are actually taking the trench. If they can keep the numbers low of RNG, of BUF, they might actually recap this trench and make it equal.
This push to the middle from Manny was excellent.
They have huge control. Oh, they have a flank though from BUF. Oh, he gets annihilated.
Meeks needs to watch out for the finger. I'm not sure if there's anyone in finger for BUF, but let's take a look at jump right here.
Tommy's going to the finger now. He's trying to clear it out.
Oh, he misses that shot. That was that wasn't a shot that he needed to hit, but it was on Bemo, and Bemo is unhittable in these situations. I can tell you. It's nice to see that Bemo is finally finding his confidence again with 31 kills, and Nord actually stepping up a lot as well.
Yeah, that's a
Racking up
player who we haven't really talked about. He's been getting, like, he's been racking up these kills, and a lot of them have actually been quite impactful for his team.
Yeah, and he's we're looking at him right now, sorry to interrupt you, but he's so quick in his shots. It's ridiculous. He forgot to check the left right there, but and he gets punished for it, but it was incredible to see how fast he can shoot.
Yeah, Nord is an example of a veteran player who's been playing this game for a very long time. He knows, like, everything about this game. He's definitely a top player.
I'm just wondering what happened North past year. I remember him being absolute garbage.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems to me Tom had a
Wow.
super
What has happened?
Tom had an had a very hot start, but now it is Nord who's the one who's stepping up and starting to hard carry the team.
It's nice to see that when facts counter your opinion right there, Alti, because
No, it's not my opinion. Like a year or two ago, Nord was not very good.
it's interesting to
But-
see how much
but now-
every one of
but
these
now-
guys
but
actually
now Nord
improved.
is good, and I don't know how to cope with this anymore because I've known him for so long.
Jesus.
And then
As we were thinking about the jealousy Alti is just describing right here, we're looking at TNO Bemo actually trying to gain a foothold in the mid and flanking out, killing everyone of BUF, stepping up right here.
And yeah, definitely 5 minutes on the clock, so we're into that kind of danger zone where if TNO can hold this trench, they may have an opportunity to actually attack and get one of those last second caps, actually very similar to what Buff did earlier. So it's definitely a tense situation for both teams. Another very even game, good to see.
Yeah, I think TNO should abuse more of those weak end and then no man's land spots. Like there's so many good angles to the trench if you're in the no man's land, but nobody's really using them at the moment.
No, what they're doing right now is actually saving their numbers in order that they can secure this trench again. What's happening right now? Because they are waiting 30 seconds. If they... the TNO is defending this trench right now, right?
Yes.
I can't really tell, sorry. So if they can... They are probably waiting out for the timer to reach the foothold. And when they do, then they will advance and use all the airplane bombs. And as you can see right now, they actually lost the trench.
That's a huge slump coming in.
That's actually
Right now
very
it's
bad.
Nord right now is at 50 frags and is caught up to top. Pretty much.
And if you're and definitely if you're TNO, the situation you find yourself in is really one where you're just hoping to get a tie at this point with 4 minutes on the clock, being down by 1. Not a bad situation, definitely.
Yeah, Buff
Yeah,
playing really
not ideal.
smart that they have two people on top of the trench in the right side of the untorn trench, making sure there are spawns available.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Manny, who is currently holding his shift key while he's aiming. I'm very proud of him.
Is that a thing? Is that his improvement?
It's a meme. It's a meme. Many hold shift. Shout out to Manny.
It's like
Showing some love.
Edelstein with the proning in the good
Yeah,
old days.
it's a meme.
Let's see if Nord can actually spawn his mates.
Okay, that
Kill a
was
few
quite a
and tell
good
you guys.
shot.
Oh, he gets absolutely destroyed by Mr. Dundermufflin right here. I like that. Let's follow him a little bit. Luckily, the caster's curse is back alive. As we keep on spawning on people that instantly die. It's a shame. But Tom Crump is firmly on the right hand side for the Antari and is able to kill a few people
Oh, he
right
got
here.
taken down though by
Ooh.
Ivory.
And a huge advance actually by Antali to clear out this trench in order to regain control of this trench. They really need to recapture this trench because I think it's actually way harder to score a point in advance on when you're defending as the Germans. So what BUF is doing right now is actually very hard, isn't it?
Something that I find very interesting is that Father Vlad has opted to use a Luger. Just a bit of a...
Let's take a look at that.
And he's also prone in a corner.
Oh, he's prone in the corner, but he's also 27 kills, which is
I think
remarkable.
he may have just discovered a new meta.
I mean, have you not seen the great video Trace made for the waiting screen? You can see some Lugers there.
Yeah, the Luger is OP, that is true, but put it in my hands and I'm not going to hit anything. I'm only going to hit dirt, I can tell you. That gun, it's harder than it looks, really.
If the Germans would get the 1911, that would be the only thing I would use. Sweet.
It's sad that we don't see any wax play in this game, actually. Oh.
I think we talked about that earlier.
What we do see is that TNO is getting absolutely slaughtered here. They have only 3 men alive right now, and that's actually very bad
Only
news.
20 seconds on the clock. They pretty much have one push left, one last gasp. But BUF is not paying attention to the far right, but then TNO slowed down. So now it looks like BUF will be able to defend it, or at least have a chance to.
It's a bit of an error. That was a bit of an error for BUF, but it was covered up by just sort of hesitation.
Narrowly denied. Narrowly denied by BUF. And BUF is going to take this half for free.
Just at the moment you guys noticed that they were losing their right, they noticed this as well, and Nord was leading the charge right there, killing the people they needed to, dying to Premo, but Premo wasn't able to secure the foothold right there as he got killed by 2 other people that reinforced Nord there.
BUF wasn't defending the right side, and TNO was pushing it, but then TNO actually held up for a second, which allowed the BUF rotations to come in to counter the threat.
All right.
So yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Not going to be able to get any more. So a nice, definitely a close half. But TNO might lose this half, but it's definitely still anybody's game. I mean, as we saw last match, I mean, you know, deficits can be overcome when things are this competitive.
For me,
that was an intense game.
For me, it turned out to be a very standard game of Artois, actually. First, the Antali being able to secure the point on the attacking side, but then getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back again up until you're in this match. And I feel like if this game kept going for 15 seconds more, they would have lost this trench as well.
Yeah, BUF had the momentum on their initial attacks for sure, and Tom edges out Nord for the most kills, but Tom and Nord really leading the way for BUF, but
both getting 60 kills.
Pamo leading the way for TNO. But conversely, I mean, I think Meekson, I didn't actually see it. I think Meeks, Dunder, and Manny were all at 30 kills. So.
Well, 2 people with 60 kills on your side definitely help securing this W, and I think it's deserved.
And honestly, the way they did it too was quite interesting, because Tom really started that game off just destroying everybody, and then Nord kind of picked up when Tom started to drop off. So, yeah, I mean, just some incredible individual performances from Tom and Nord in that match.
Absolutely, especially in the beginning for Tom. You don't easily get 20 kills at the start of a match. That's
normally 20 and 1 is not a KD you'll see.
That is ridiculous, and whatever happens. And actually, Nord being able to pull towards that same kill count is extraordinary as well. Both guys really stood up. For my compass right here, is this a warm-up round for the...
Yeah, this is not live.
Cool.
Someone needs a break. Had to get more beer or something, I don't know.
No, actually, I have a super nice girlfriend that during this stream, she brought me my another beer. So I'm completely taken care of here.
Do you have like a bell, like a beer bell? You like
a beer bell?
And then the beer comes in.
I seriously think that if I'd got a beer... Sorry?
You guys are making me thirsty. I'm getting a glass of water.
All right. I'm 100% sure if I got a beer bell right here, the next thing that would happen is that I got hit by a bell very hard, very soon. No, I think a beer bell is a really bad idea with my girlfriend. 100%. I will probably, instead of eating something very nice for dinner, I will probably eat that bell the next dinner. It's no, that's not going to look nice. No, seriously, I just everything is just perfect for me with beer, and I'm completely foreseen right now. So I'm happy.
I think you actually need two bells, if you know what I mean for the other bell.
All right, let's take a look at this map. What do you think that the what that BUF should do while attacking this German side trench right now?
Take the left side of the if you are looking from downtown side, they should just take the left side of the German trench and
advance from there.
Yeah, that little position that's sort of towards mid. There's definitely some there's some positions on the far left side from the Entente perspective. It's actually sort of akin to A, and you have some very strong you have some very strong visibility when you look, as you can see actually in the overhead view. You have some very strong visibility, particularly if you move up a little bit. You can really look down the trench line, like right there. You can look down the line and you can get a lot of kills. So definitely for BUF, taking control of that far left side and that middle area is going to be very important. Now, the far right side is very difficult to hold.
Where I usually play.
And the far left is where most of the people with long range shots and the high accuracy on long ranges are going to stand and wreak havoc on the crossfire. And the trench where
if you're BUF, you're going to want to have your players like Tom, maybe Tom or Spug, maybe. You're going to want to position them far left, and you're going to want to have your players like Nord and Irish. You want to position those guys more on the far right. You know, have your guys who are more CQC oriented, taken, you know, in the inherently more close quarters environment of the map, and then have your longer range guys a position to take those fights. And obviously and if you're TNO, you got to be very wary of the fact that BUF plays a pretty fast game, and that you know they're gonna come at you with everything they have, especially knowing that they've got momentum, they're feeling it. I mean, Tom just went in there and dropped like 40 kills in 10 minutes or whatever last match. So
yeah, and that turn.
If you're TNO, you probably have to expect a very fast, aggressive play from BUF here to kind of just, again, like really just put TNO on their back feet again.
Mm-hmm. And what do you guys think about the midsection of the German trench that you will be attacking at the first wave with the little outcrop and the little intersection right there? If you get the left, that's going to be the main site for battle, right? The 1v1s and the close quarter combat situations are going to be there.
Go to the Entente start spawn. It's in the middle,
It looks like we're going to restart the match and actually jump into the game right now. So after this 20-second thing, it's going to be live right then.
Yeah, so I want to see kind of everybody just going to the finger. Couple guys going straight to the left. I want to see.
I expect that the call here from Nord will be an extremely aggressive push from BUF.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll find out, but I'm expecting a lot of aggression from BUF. Just a very, probably just a really aggressive push up the middle, and just kind of in their face immediately. No hesitation.
Yeah, that's the one guy going for the left hill. He's going to be shooting the guys who are standing on the trench on the left side of the German trench, allowing the guys on the right side to just fucking go in.
So what do you think? You see that the people are actually pushing into the right hand side right there instead of the left, what you would do, Ulti. What do you think about that?
I think they will die right.
You're right.
I expect that BUF is just going for it, and they are going aggressive, and they are going fast. They're already in the trench. Nord just leading the way. W key held down.
One guy flanking left side.
I don't know why I tried to no scope there.
They already have the left side.
I'm afraid my spectate mode thing did the same thing as again. What I can do is two things: restart the game again, or just left and right mouse click towards the right persons.
Check your options.
I checked my options. Yeah.
You can just
Check the key bindings.
The key bindings are fine. I just checked it.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that.
radio cast when you fix it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll rejoin the game. Yeah. I'm sorry.
All right.
Again, BUF with a very aggressive play, already capping the trench. They've got players all over the place. TNO is pretty much wiped at this point. They're getting spawns, but Spug is aggressing to deal with the respawns coming in. It's taken out by Bullet Angles, but it doesn't matter because BUF already has the cap, and TNO, as I expected, BUF just W keys held down, super aggressive play to try and just kind of put TNO, just overwhelm them basically, and it is working. Tom doing very well once again, 6-1, a very nice start from him. I don't know if TNO has an effective counter to this really at this point.
I don't think so. The only way you can really counter this is by having a really good positioning and really good setups and really good communication. Like you need to this kind of style, especially with the caliber of players on BUF. You need to be at the top of your game to compete against that and that kind of strategies with those kind of players on the other team. Like, geez.
Yeah, and you can see the TNO guys going for the right side. Actually, they have pretty much cleared the BUF resistance from the trench now.
I might have leaked the password right here. I'm very sorry, but it doesn't get hidden. So please don't join into this. Maybe the admins can change. Yes, I'm
we're just about to see Elock has joined the server.
I am very, very sorry for that. It's stupid that they don't hide that password thing, and I forgot about it. But we are back, and we do have a spectate mode again. It bugged out. I'm sorry. We're looking at Spook right now, defending the left side for the Antali, as they actually took this trench and killing the last guy alive. TNO Ivory Knight right here.
And both of a really nice defense so far. And you can just see the impact here. I mean, all of TNO's players have been neutralized at this point, pretty much. I mean, Dunders, who didn't want fake kills, but I mean, Paymo, 3 and 6. It's definitely, you can see the effects of the aggression out of BUF.
But you do see TNO getting in a little bit in the left there.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a foothold, and again, this leads back to the point that this trench is really easy to lose, very easy to lose.
Yeah, it's very nice to see how BUF is actually able to keep this trench in their possession, and it's actually way harder to do than they're making it look right now. It does help that makes. Yeah, go on.
Oh, the thing is that doesn't really help because there's down so many trenches and they're down so many points that holding it isn't good enough. They need to repel, they need to fight off this attack and take as many trenches as they can.
A nice retake from TNO.
Definitely, and I think they're on
TNO
their way to do
can
that.
again.
We can now.
TNO can stabilize, get things back under control.
We can now see Dunder Mufflin actually checking the right hand side here with a nice flank, recapping the whole trench. And if they can kill Rasputin here, they actually get. They have a very big chance in retaking this trench.
This is where if you're TNO, like I said, you get stabilized, you get your good players like Meeks and Paymo, Dunder, Manny back in the game, and calm things down, slow the pace of the game down so BUF just isn't bum rushing you and just.
Well, they are bum rushing the left side now. Tom is going full ham in there.
We're looking at Rasputin right now to secure a few kills, but let's see if we can get.
To defend their far right.
Oh, he gets jump shotted by Tom Grunt right there. Absolutely ridiculous, no chance at all. That's nice to see. Let's take a look at the Pemo if he can secure a few kills right here. But
He's kind of doing the European play style and going
Yeah,
back into a trench and playing for picks.
yeah, it's cool to see that he is going back to his roots, actually using the passive playstyle as I am used for him to use. But I actually think this is Pemo actually did get a lot of kills when he was active and getting in their faces, right?
I
So
think what we're seeing is kind of what I expected. Is the more aggressive play style is works a lot better. The more passive play style, well, it gets punished like that. Tom just obliterates everybody there.
Tom is playing the power spot. That's the spot where you want to
That spot right there is just the king spot. That obliterates people. Manny or Bojang was trying to take him down, but
Ironically, a nickname we have for that spot is the Zap spot.
the zap spot, oh god.
Our own Zap.
I think I call that Ebola 4000.
So everyone,
we have a spot on Bacardi that we call the tryhard spot because it's where all the good players play. So maybe that's another tryhard spot.
It's the far left and the central.
It's nice to see that the places.
We need to have like callouts for names of like good players. We need that to be a thing.
Well, I have none.
But again,
for now,
this game is actually mirroring the other game. Tom is just starting off with this ridiculous kid, 28-7, just
I think this is the trend.
On his back again.
Tom likes to play. Tom knows how to play.
This seems to be the case. Tom was dominating in this trench last half, and he's dominating in this half again.
Okay, it's the same with me. That I will do very well in this trench, but when we go to the unknown trench, I'm gone.
It's nice to see that Pemo actually got a few stabs in there, but as we were saying, his more passive playstyle, the last match he was doing great and he had a 30 kill game already at this moment, but now he's on 14 kills and 3 of those are actually airplane bomb kills. So he needs to step up a little bit to equalize the power of Tom Grump right there, who is already again on 30 kills after 8 minutes into this match. It's ridiculous. Pemo actually has a really good flank right here, and he might actually kill a lot of people right here. Saves his bullet in his chamber with a stab, and he could actually do a lot of damage right here, possibly even making sure that they recap this trench. Oh no! Tom Grump saving the game.
The storyline right now is Tom Grump is there. It just counters everything.
Great uses from the gnome, man. Or not. That was a suicide attack from Russ. I was looking like how he's going to do a great flank to the middle from the entrance, and then he just runs into the window room and there's 3 people.
The bad thing is what we just saw with Tom Grump happening with Pemo as well, is that actually changed the what happened to this trench, because that could have been the recap of this trench, but now it looks like in 25 seconds BUF is actually getting a shot and taking another trench.
Beaks is taken out by Tom from super far away, which is a huge kill for BUF, as now that's a huge blow to TNOs. They only have 1 guy in the trench now.
And in 10 seconds they need to get more people, nobody's in this trench.
I already thought that it's going to be over because the 1 guy in no man's land was going in, but he did not go to the far right.
TNO gets a spawn, but they're in a difficult position. You know, BUF is coming for them. And
Tom Grump is
fight for their foothold.
Oh. Tom Grump gets actually just killed just the moment he was going to get in, but TNO is actually.
This is a very risky flank coming in from one of the players. It did not work, and now it's all down to Meeks here.
Yeah, there's still people.
But he gets killed. Where's the last foothold?
Oh, managed to get in.
That is an incredibly well timing, because they have a foothold, and if at 1 millisecond nobody is in this trench, they will actually lose the foothold, and that's GG basically, I believe.
If you get pushed on your second line here as the central powers, it is extremely difficult to hold, and TNO looking like they're going to get pushed out, now looking like they're going to get a recap against BUF.
Very well done by
victory from the jaws of defeat.
That was so ridiculously close. Only one guy in there. He gets shot, but just in time they get enough bodies in there to absolutely, evaporate the remaining defense of BUF right here, and that's why they were able to retake this trench.
I think it came down when there was only one guy inside. It was like 7 or 8 seconds left to the actual attack before the foothold, and there was only one guy in the far right. They had a player pushing to the right, but he decided to go to the middle, and he would have had easy shot to the trench from the no man's land, but he did not go for it.
They missed a few things, and this is actually where it could have mattered. This is where where BUF could have decided the whole match, and they failed to kill that last foothold in the end, and well, they gave an opportunity for the Germans to run into the trench and recap this whole trench, but it looks like they're very solid in retaking this trench again. As we spoke about before, this trench is going to well, get captured and recaptured a lot of times, and I think they still have a shot. In 2 minutes, they probably can retake this trench again, and they only need 1 point to win this completely, right? Or
no, they won by 1 point. The German side.
Excuse me.
Was it 4-3 or 3-2?
It was 4-3 in the last half.
Excuse me, so what they need to do is, this score is perfect for them, and when they can recap it as well, then it's just going to be very easy GG.
Yep.
Oh, but TNO actually misses there. A very important kill. Let's watch Spurgu trying to hold the far left right here. BUF is actually retaking the trench quite fast, and if they can get some additional kills right here to secure the trench, I don't think TNO is going to be able to defend it.
Oh, they are really clearing out the BUF in the trench.
Okay, so a mid spawn from BUF, and they're going to try and go to the right. It's right, it seems. And they're going to run into Mr. Pemo right here. It's going to be interesting to see if they can secure a foothold while going into the mid. But it doesn't seem like. They did get into the left right now. Let's follow the Mr. Meeks into the left. There we go. To see if he can get out. Caster curse is real. We can't see that happening. Grumpo is absolutely slaughtering everyone again.
On the left side so hard.
Irish have a really nice play there. Great push from Irish. Mirroring himself from his pushes on Ain. So, yeah.
BUF recaptured the trench. It's 3-2 right now, and well, if they can defend this for a few minutes, it's looking like they are going to secure this victory easily. Because remind you guys, if TNO is able to recap this trench in the coming minute, they need to hold this trench for 3.5 minutes. So they're going to have like 6 minutes to capture the last trench, and that's going to be ridiculously hard.
TNO has been on defense all game, and then they're gonna have to actually defend this, and then they're gonna have to go take the next trench.
But it looks like BUF is going to take this trench right now. They need to kill 2 guys, and then they have this trench. They need to keep advancing though.
BUF's in a very good position. The kills are coming their way as well.
Yeah, but BUF needs to be careful. Advancing to the left right here. We're looking at Nord, but they are lying down, and this is actually very powerful.
Really dangerous right now. They're kind of pinched, caught between TNO on both sides, really.
I really like the position of the guy lying down right there. Nobody expects you to lie down there, and that's the power of the pubs. Again, put into practice in the competitive matches right here.
Power.
but power.
Unconventional tactics that some of the more experienced players might not be used to seeing, not expect, actually, ironically works, because you just don't expect somebody to do that. It catches people off guard.
Yeah. I remember trying to do the prone tactics in some game. I was like, alright, I will go prone behind this corner, and then I miss 3 times.
Well, it's actually way harder than you think. If I lie down and wait for an enemy to come there, I'm just going to miss 10 out of 10 because I can't focus, man. I can't focus. I don't have the patience waiting to wait for anyone to walk into my screen and kill him. It's way harder than it looks like. But what they did right there is actually a combination of actual skill and lying down. Knowing that people are going there and lying down in a place you don't expect them to be. So you could arguably call that skill. I still would like it to see they're standing up on their feet, just advancing, killing everyone like Mr. Tom Grump is doing constantly, or Irish Butler with his flanks. Let's watch him for a bit and see if he can get a foothold in the mid right here. He actually kills Triggerman right here. No, sorry, Manny right there, but gets killed by Rasputin behind. TNO is
game has just been the Tom Grump show.
Kinda has, isn't it?
The storyline of his game is definitely the Tom Grump show. I mean, he is just he dominated in the first game, and he's dominating again in this one as well.
Well, to be fair, Nord was actually putting a very big chip there into this match as well.
Played excellent in the first half, but this game it has been exclusively Tom thus far.
Yeah, I was about to say that I have peace of mind that Nord is again average.
No, seriously, what he did right here, walking into the mid and actually getting 2 jump shots at the same time would actually, must give you a little bit of appreciation as well, Ulti. Because of that little move by Nord, they were able to capture this trench because they have a 8-man team right in the middle of this trench right now.
And Buff, you know, our TNO recaps the trench to equalize the scoreline, but then Buff just recaps it back. So this seesaw gameplay doesn't look like it's going to be broken. So realistically, Buff is going to come out with a W here. It's just very unlikely that TNO will be able to defend and then attack and take the next trench.
Did Buff play TV yet, by the way?
Yeah, the first game of the day was Buff against TV, which Buff won with a last-minute second cap. Quite close.
Oof.
Alright.
Bemo actually getting killed by Spook right there. That's a rare sight, I can tell you. I like that.
This is a map where you can really see the difference between the spawn times again. When you're a defender, your life is so much more valuable.
The thing I have with Pemo though is that, like, yes, he is really good aim, but his playstyle, like, he has his playstyle, and his playstyle, like, works really well in pubs because people just walk into his crosshair because he's sitting in the back. You kind of get punished for that passive playstyle. So, like, when you're kind of forced to be aggressive in a competitive environment, it puts him out of his comfort zone, and it's you know, it's not ideal, his playstyle.
I get why you say that, and it was actually thrilling to see that he was doing a completely different playstyle in the first few matches we saw him play. But sadly, now he chose to get a bit more passive, and I actually think, as he is an hour later than we are, than in the Central Europe, exhaustion is going to get a little bit to him as well.
I think going into this match as well, something I noted was, you know, TNO just played a game. Buff had the break, so I think perhaps Buff might have come into this game with a little pressure as well, which may have played a factor. The endurance for the endurance factor, obviously, probably, you know, it gives Buff a bit of an advantage.
And I think when you're getting a little bit more tired, it actually makes sense to get back to the playstyle you're comfortable with, right? And even though it doesn't work really well in comps, I think you kind of feel when you need to do what. And apparently Bemo feels he needs to do this a little bit more as he gets more kills than normal, maybe. But he is still on 34-20 though. He's still having the highest kill death ratio of his whole team and getting the most kills of his team. So shouldn't write him off completely.
True, that is true.
Though I think in comp matches it is more important to get the right kills at the right time rather than get just a lot of kills.
Precisely. Impact frags, like okay, if you're killing 4 frags from people that aren't like really doing anything, and then you kill like one person that like can cap you a trench, like that one kill is more important, you know?
Yeah, that one exactly. Guy who's last in the trench and is going to spawn 3 more people in. When you get that guy, that's the big one. I'm really surprised to see that there's nobody really playing the big crater in the middle from the German side.
Well, what is really standing out for me is that TNO is taking picks that you normally see in pub matches, really standing on top of the trenches, being able to be spotted from miles and miles away, and that is actually taking them apart a little bit. I think each and every one on the TNO side is actually very good at the close quarter combats, but they all are a little bit more accustomed towards the long range shooting and just in the pub matches shooting bots. And that's not a playstyle you want right here, as my spectating mode is going to collapse again.
I think Ulti is gonna question his existence because Nord is coming up again with the 41 kills. He was playing a bit mediocre in the first.
Yeah, but he has still
game,
died 34 times. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's about the kills. In comp matches, it's about the kills.
Come on.
Again,
Come
he's
on,
an impact
34.
striker. He's a very aggressive player, so he gets the kills that matter. But
Ulti not being able to show any love to Mr. Nord, but he is actually he is leading the charge in this retake of this trench. And well, you can say what you want, but he is getting the impact kills we're talking about just now. Stepping in on the right side. I am thrilled to see a 1v1 of Ulti against Nord here. Let's see who is.
we should have that as a show match.
We should have that as a show match. Talk shit, but you need to back up your.
Oh no!
RDM McQuan.
It is decided.
Yeah, I know. We are going to 1v1 in RuneScape.
Ah, okay. It's not fair to battle against a level 1.
I will say on stream for the record that I will 1v1 anybody in Crash Drive 2.
Oh shit. Yo, come at me.
Second show match. It's on, Sab. It's on.
Yo, come at me, man.
Okay, let's get back to the ending phase of this game, though, because we have 2 minutes left on the clock, and in order to save themselves a little bit, TNO needs to recapture this trench and at right this moment in order to well, save a little bit of defeat, right? Otherwise, they're going to lose with 2 points behind, and they can't have that. What do you guys think? Is that deserved or not?
Is it what?
If they're going to lose 2-0, is that, what do you think? Is that going to happen? What do they need to do?
I mean, I think that TNO did what they could, but in the end, I think that BUF has played the better game. You know, I think that TNO just kind of got overwhelmed at times.
Yeah.
Particularly, I think their players, Meeks, Manny, Pamo, Thunder, I really think most of the players on TNO have struggled to find their group. You know, I don't think they're playing bad. I just think that they, in comparison to what they were doing, you know, there has been a noticeable decrease in performance over time with TNO, and unfortunately, I think that TNO they've just lost their groove. You know, they've just lost their way.
They played some games too in close games, so they're fatigued.
And what you can into this one feeling good, and they kept the momentum going. Like I said, they just very aggressive, and I don't think TNO had a counter for it.
I think they could have gone for maybe even double Lancer for this one.
Honestly, the real question
just for the bolting speed, and if the viewers don't know, if you play the artillery squads, you get 25% bolting speed. It's really huge.
The only question left.
Miss a shot, you can shoot.
The only question left is, will Tom get 70 kills? Or will
that would 69? Be 69 is a better score, and we all agree on that one. But let's follow him
for the 69 frag game.
All right, 69 is the key right here. He doesn't get another kill, otherwise he breaks the 69 score right here.
Kill, we're gonna have to declare the match a forfeit for BUF.
Oh, he's about to get one.
Oh no, he didn't get it. He's still on 69, and he won't be able to get into spawn again, as they have a 10-second spawn, I believe, and then maybe he has 1 second respawn, but that's not gonna happen.
Tom himself noticing 69 kills. Nice.
69 Pog is way more important than.
Yes. All that matters is the 69 frags.
Okay, and what we also matters is that we decided we're going to have 2 show matches. Ulti against Nord Zab against me in Crash Drive. And what's also very important, the whole chat is shouting that we should have a 1v1, doesn't matter who, against Break Devices.
When I do.
Oh.
I-
You know what? I would. You know what? I think I'd be down to 1v1 break devices. You know.
We
That's
could
always
all
good.
just take
Even if
turns
it's,
and
Crash
clap
Drive.
that fool. Come on. Sorry. Okay. No.
I know this wasn't on the plan for the stream, but there is actually another game that's still going on. They just started their second half on actually Artois as well.
Okay.
I know that we're all excited for Champagne here, but there is actually another game going. If we want to jump into that one and see the end of the second game that we weren't streaming.
Yeah, let's do it.